Hello everyone, this is John from Coins, RPGs, and more. With the untimely death of our previous protagonist, Willem, we find ourselves in the position of needing a new protagonist. So let's roll one up really quick. And without the preamble from last time, we're just going to get right into it. So, strength. Got a 6 and 2 4s. That's not so bad. Let's see if I can actually position this a way that you guys can see that. So you see, I am rolling in the clear. All right, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 strength, pretty good. Not enough for a +1 bonus, but still pretty good. Okay, I'll take it. Haha! We've got a 6, a 5, and a 2. 6, 5, and 2. 13. A 13 for intelligence. All right. Now, not going to take that, even though it was a 6, because it escaped the hand too early. Let's roll. 5, 3, and a 1. I should have taken the 6. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wisdom of 9, average. All right. Constitution. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11's good. We'll take an 11. Cool. Okay. Next we have Dexterity. Hey, Dexterity. Come on. 3, 2, and 1. 6. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay, last one. Charisma. Kabam. 5, 3, and 3. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 again. Not too charming. But, so now the question is, do we want to switch things up? So, the last character was a human. You know what? I'm kind of still feeling the human. I really am. Because I think there's more of a story here that can be told. And right now, the voice that is speaking to me the most is the voice of a human in this. So, let's go with human, which means that that 6 becomes a 15. I'll take it. Once more, the only actual bonus we get is going to be in Dexterity. Okay. Let's look at classes. So we've done a Ranger. I don't want to do Ranger again. Don't play the same class twice if you can help it. We can move things around a little bit. He's a bit. This one's a bit stronger. Oh, you know what? Is this character male or female? Okay. 1 to 6. Sorry, 1 to 3, male. 4 to 6, female. 6. This is a female character. Cool. Female. Human. All right. And so now we need to decide what class she is going to be. Like I said, we did Ranger last time, so let's look at something else. Get past the OSR, the OSR solo gaming stuff. We'll get to that in a moment. Right now, you know, I'm kind of feeling like doing a core class this time. We did the Ranger, that's a specialty class. This time let's do a core class. Let's not do Fighter, because I did Fighter last time. And as you saw, that went pretty well. So let's look. There's Magic User. I could do Magic User, but Magic Users tend to be extremely squishy in this system. And personally, I don't like them. I'm not a big fan of magic and finger twirling and all that stuff. If you read any books that I've written, you'll notice that while there is magic, it tends to be in the hands of people other than the main characters, for the most part. Yeah, I'm not a big magic person. I like magic as part of the setting, but not as something that gets thrown around all the time. So I tend to not play them. So that's, so I could do a cleric, because holy magic is a little bit different, and you know, maybe. Or we could do the thief or the rogue. I like the idea of a rogue this time. Change it up. So let's call this character a rogue, which means that she starts out with 1 hit die, 6 hit points. She has a base save of 15. Hit points, 6. Saving throw, 15. As a rogue, does she get any modifiers to her saving throw? Well, let's find out. She gets a backstab, but nope. Okay, so that's cool, but she does get the backstab ability, so let's write that one down since we just talked about it. She may backstab a surprised foe to get +4 bonus to hit and inflicts double damage. +4 bonus to hit and inflicts double damage. Not bad. So backstab, I'm gonna rule that to get that, it needs to be melee range. I'm the DM and the player, and I think that's fair, because it's just crazy otherwise. So, under special, backstab. +4 to hit. And damage. Cool. Then she's got some thief skills or rogue skills or whatever, you know, whatever you want to call them. Okay, she has 1 to 3 chance on a 1d6 to hear noises behind closed doors. That's a 4+, folks. I actually, if you are familiar, Tenkar's Tavern recently published a zine on Drive-Thru RPG where they talked about various. There's a lot of articles about Swords and Wizardry, Continual Light, and Swords and Wizardry in general. And I actually wrote 2 of the articles in issue 1 of, or it might be listed as issue 2. I think the first one was issue 0, so this should be issue 1. Anyway, the latest issue, I wrote 2 of the articles on there, and one of them was about renumbering the thief skills to incorporate, to make it easier to read. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm using what I already wrote, and it is 1 to 3 chance becomes a 4 or higher. So we're gonna write hearing, or listen. Listen, 4+. All right. 1 to 4 chance on a 1d6 to read unfamiliar languages. That you could translate that to a 3+. Cool. Okay, and then a 1 to 5 chance on a 1d6 to climb walls and cliffs. So climbing without tools, that's a 2+. Because it's 1 to 5, you will succeed on a 1d6. But instead of writing 1 to 5, just write 2+. Okay. A 1 to 2 chance on a 1d6 to find and remove traps. So that's a 5 plus. Open locks, hide in shadows. Move silently and pick pockets. You know, actually, I'm reading this again, and it says you can have a 1 to 5 chance on list all these things, but the last one says move silently or pick pockets. I wonder if that means the author intended you to pick one of these skills only and not get the others. That's an interesting thought. I will have to check with him to see if that was his intention, or if that's just a simple miswriting. And if it's his intention, then I may have to go back and redo some of my concepts of how this game is played, because that's kind of neat. Okay. Now, but we're going to move past that for the moment. We're going to go to gear. So her gear set 1 for the rogue is a sword, a dagger, and leather armor. Gear set 2 is a dagger, a bow, and leather armor. So I'm looking at this, you know, I did the character with the sword and the bow last time. Didn't even get to use the bow. This character in my head that's kind of percolating right now, the sword and the dagger makes more sense for this character. So that's what we're going to go with. Sword and dagger and leather armor. So with armor class, it's naturally 11, but with a leather armor bumps it up to 13. Now another thing about rogues or thieves, they can only wear leather armor. They can't wear anything heavier than that, and they don't get to use shields. So, cool, but I'm gonna mess with. I'm not messing with this. That's not the right term. But so my imagination is that this rogue, she's more of she's not a courtier or a courtesan kind of character, mostly because her charisma is 11. So she's a little more charming than the average person, but not much. Like, you know, she might be considered one of the prettiest people in her village or the most charming people in her village, you know, with the most force of personality. But she's really, you know, when you come into, like, you know, a nobleman's court, she's probably going to go unnoticed for the most part. That's okay, because I think that her deal is not so much that she is a, let's see, no, let's go straight up rogue. She is a rogue. She is someone who lives in the gray areas of society. She definitely will steal from you if you give her the chance. She's not necessarily, I don't want to go with evil though. So maybe she's not just a random, you know, thief in the night. I would think of her more as she's desperate. But not too desperate. She's got a strength of 14, so she's not unhealthy. So let's say she's more just kind of that strong sort of bruiser type that lives by her wits, and ends up going adventuring because, you know, her family just couldn't afford to keep her around. They needed the help, and so she decided to go out into the world and try to earn her way somehow, and took her father's sword. Oh heck, she took her mother's sword, because why not? So let's say her mother was a former knight of the land, and she grew up. Oh, I'm writing this down. Oh, this is good. I like this. So mother, former knight. Mother, former knight. Who was her father? Oh, her father. You know, let's have fun with this. Her father was a waiter at the local pub. Her father was a waiter at the local pub, and her mom picked her father up one night after adventuring. Yeah, just turn that on its head. Let's just have fun with it. I like it. Let's go with it. Okay, father, former waiter. Okay, cool. So that settles that one. But still, we've got some stuff in here we need to decide. So let's go to the next part of this, which is gear. So we've got packs 1, 2, and 3. I went over in the first character creation video the contents of each pack. So I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to pick one. And I already know which one I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick pack number 2. Why? Well, because it has a 10-foot pole in it. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, you know what? No, looking at this again, I'm going to pick pack number 3 because it's got a mule, and the mule's name is Francis. So, we're looking at 2 backpacks, 12 iron spikes. A bedroll, 7 days of rations, a small hammer, let's call it a hammer, water skin, and 15 gold coins. Is that correct? Nope. 10 gold coins. She's got a little less money on her, but she's got a mule. So that's 10 gold. And she has a friend. I like it when people have friends, don't you? Mule. Named Francis. Okay, so let's give her a name. Oh. Let's give her a name. So I don't want to... Adelaide. Adelaide. Okay, Adel. Hey, Adel. So, Adelaide. Adel, and then Bard for the last name. Adelaide Bard. Ooh, maybe sometimes people think she's a bard. She can kind of like, you know, sneak in like, I can play something, but tink, 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 tink. And she's terrible at it, but maybe not. Oh, okay. Adelaide Bard. Okay, so cool. we've got a character sheet done. So now let's work on that background real quick. We're not going to be too crazy detailed with this. We're already at 20 minutes, and I don't want to run much longer. So let's roll on the chart. And the only question we're asking is, why is Adelaide adventuring? So first D6. I rolled a 6. Okay, that means bring out the solo gaming guidebook again. She is discovering. Second, rolled a 1. An ally or a colleague. Okay, so she's discovering an ally or a colleague. So Adelaide is definitely a rogue. She's someone who lives on the outskirts of society. She's left home because her mother is, let's say her mother got wounded in a tournament. Mother wounded in a tournament. Cannot knight anymore. I know that's a really terrible way to say it, and usually I'm a much more technical speaking person, but let's be dramatic because it's fun. So, mother wounded. Can't work. Father, he has to go back to work as a waiter in the local pub. But at the same time, he can't work his usual hours because he's got to take care of his wife. I mean, she needs, care and attention too. So part-time waiter, not bringing in a lot of money, Adelaide is going to work to help. So father needs help. Financial help. Okay. So she's trying to discover a colleague or a helper, someone who can help her in her quest to make enough money to pay for things. I have an idea. So we're still keeping this in the setting of the world that I've created for my books. And in that setting, in the wildlands, along the coast of the Lamia River, there is a city, or it once was a city, now it's a town. Definitely a town, and probably a bit on the smaller side compared to towns in Avalon back east. But it's one of the bigger towns in the area. And it sits on the ruins of the ancient city that Hassanlan, or the Hassan people, built. There's a long, bloody history to that, which we won't go into. And that, so she lives there. That's where, so her mother was a knight in the war 10 years ago. She's getting a little on the older side at this point. But they have a house in this city. I forget the name I gave it, so let's just call it, Hosberg. Hosberg. Okay, they didn't change the name. The little cheeky devils. You took over the entire city, you conquered it, you murdered all the people that lived there, and you didn't change the name on the map! So, they live in Hosberg. All right. And she's looking for a way to earn money. Well, I'm imagining that that's actually not too hard, because one of the things that Hosberg has, since it is a town out in the middle of the wildlands, all along the banks of the Lamia River, with the Mage Wastes, less than a mile from its western town walls, there's a kind of adventurers guild there. It's a loose organization, unofficial, but it's a bunch of people that get together and kind of share quests, and you can you can apply to the Adventurers Guild if you have something that needs to get done. So her goal is to get connected with the Adventurers Guild. But in order to do that, she has to prove that she's got the stuff, the right stuff, whatever that stuff may be. In this case, the average way to prove it is going to be, well, go into the sewers underneath Hossberg and kill some giant rats and bring 5 giant rat tails. You do that and you get the connection, you'll get the introduction with the giant rat killer, groups, the rat catchers, and the rat catchers will give you an introduction to the guild, and then you can, now that you've proven, like, I can do this, maybe you'll get better quests from the guild, you'll be a trusted member. So that's what she's doing. She's in the sewers looking for giant rat tails, looking for 5. Okay, that gives me enough information to get us off and running on the next episode. So the next episode, when we pick up, we're going to have Adelaide, or Addie, as she likes to be called by her friends. She's going to venture into the sewers for the first time in order to attempt to collect her first rat tail, and we'll see how this goes for her. Thank you all very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please leave me a like and a subscribe, and maybe a comment. Tell me, what did you like? What maybe didn't work so well? Could you understand me well enough? Do I need to speak louder? Do I need to speak softer? Or, do you want to see the die rolls? Or do you want to is it okay if I just talk about what happens and you trust me to not show them to you? Any other pieces of information that you would like that maybe would help this be more dramatic for you. Currently, I only have 1 camera, so unfortunately, I don't have a dice cam yet. If this kind of kicks off and people really like it and it gets popular, I might splurge and buy a dice cam. But I need to know that that's something that people really want and it's something that people respond to well first before I do it, because it's a bit of money. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming by. Like, comment, subscribe, please. Even if you didn't quite like it, just let me know what it is that could make it better. And I'll do my best to try to incorporate some of your suggestions into future stuff. Just let me know. Peace be with you. And thank you. Bye-bye.